What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today I'll be talking about my journey with a prop firm called Quanteco. Now, originally this firm was known as Ascendex last year, well earlier in the year, and I initially bought a 10k account from this firm, and they were going through some migration issues. And during this time, I did message their support team, and they managed to actually upgrade me to a 25k account. During that process, my first initial time and when I was trading with that kind of level of capital, wasn't really sure what I was doing. I wasn't trading with the system. Therefore, I actually managed to. I don't think I passed that evaluation, but they gave me a second chance with another account. So this was this account, and essentially I've had this account since the 21st of the 5th 2025, and literally last week we breached 25,000 in funding or in demo simulated funds. And I just kind of want to talk about the process of what happened and going forward, what I'm going to do, and the action plan. Now, with the two-step funded, there was an equity protector which was 1.5% and a maximum risk of 2.5% if you're a funded trader, or if you've got a funded capital, or if you've reached the funded stage. Essentially, during this process, my account balance was pretty steady since the time of when I had initially managed to get the account to a funded stage. We were pretty, it was pretty progressive. You can see it. You can see this chart, and then we had a bit of a spike, and then a bit of a pullback. Faced some drawdown periods, but managed to keep it consistent, and then ultimately the highest, equity that I managed to get out of this account was between 10 to 11% within last year alone. And I just kind of want to talk about why stating figures and looking at, I need to reach X amount of money per month or per X amount of percentage per month as a trader. I personally feel like it's important not to put down figures on what you want to achieve and let the market give you whatever you get in return based on your trading system. And I believe this is a truth and a reality, but if you also stick to discipline rules, which I have kind of developed over time as I've been experienced in trading in the markets, is that the prop firm limitations or the limits that they have in place is a good way of applying that to your live funding, if you do have live funding. When I mean live funding, I mean your own trading account. So this is kind of like my action plan going forward into 2026 and the first quarter, to kind of obtain and see what I can gain out of a separate funding account with my own capital. And essentially, because of this is now that it's been breached, as you can see right here, I had a total amount of $1,700 of payouts, which was to be withdrawn from this account, which is over 10%. So it's quite sad, but at the end of the day, I think it's a learning curve, and these prop firms, they're here for a model that they've created and expanded. You can see the ever-growing trend across different firms where they kind of have this similar behavior, where they either fluctuate with an order that you place, or either they won't pay you out. And I don't really just want to mess around with that business. I want to be able to just trade and understand, yes, okay, there is news, yes, there is risk, but if you write down a plan and you know what you're going to execute with that plan, then it should be fine. And it's all about being mechanical, not being emotionally attached to every single opportunity that presents. You just trade based on what presents or whatever the market gives you. This is why trading is such a psychological game, and it's there for you to just identify who you are as a person, and it's a reflection of you. um, but yeah, like I said, January we were actually up 2% on the account. um, and yeah, uh, the main reason why the breach happened was purely due to ongoing rules that the firm are implementing, such as limits to where you can change an order if news happens. So if you change a stop loss or a take profit, they will terminate or give you a breach for that reason. And I think this ongoing uh, consistency of firms changing limits, changing rules, I just personally don't like it, and I can understand why they're doing it. So yeah, this is kind of a wake up call to anyone else who's out there in the industry or as an investor. I personally no longer will be trading fund prop firms, and at the moment I kind of really want to focus on my own capital, what I can raise within the first quarter of 2026, and how I can hold myself accountable, and what kind of results I can get with my system if I remain disciplined. So if this just shows one thing, that I can do this much on an account, then I can at least put my energy and effort into knowing that I can apply this to my live funding. So yeah, this is kind of like the history, kind of understanding what kind of trades I took. But yeah, I think a total of 160 trades were executed between this time frame and last week, which is when I got breached. So here I'm all about transparency. I'm not here to fake or anything or give you any fake news. This is me just being real. This is me kind of opening up and showing about what these firms or what they're trying to do. So yeah, you guys, the most important thing is that you manage yourself, manage your self wealth, um, show up to the market with the correct intent and approach, and you'll be on your way. But as long as you have the knowledge and something written down that you know you're going to follow and execute, you should be able to be flawless in the markets. So yeah, that's my best advice I would give for anyone else out there. And if you're looking to, ask for any questions or any helps, please just feel free to ask in the comments, and yeah, we could probably get a chat going. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and this is basically the process of what happened. So feel free to like, subscribe, and share, and it's always about transparency as a trader. So take care, guys, and have a good week ahead. Peace out.